Hey, great Tuesday morning. It is a beautiful morning in the city of Brownsville, Texas. And it looks like it's going to be an interesting day. I reached out to Roman, and Roman could be on because he's drives his child to Harlan, some other Harlan, I don't know where. It was cool. And I think that's cool. One of the things I think that a lot of people would love to do is have that ability to be able to travel and take your kids, spend a lot of time with your kids, and so not gonna make it. He won't be making it till tomorrow, and that's fine. One of the things that I've grown accustomed to is that a lot of folks don't have time, uh, to come on and express their concerns, their opinions, and do shows like these. This is why uh, I'm I'm still out here because I'm able to come out here. I have times in the mornings, and I decide to come on. My ear is clogging up. I think because of my blood pressure, and I'm not going to scream today, and I'm not going to yell. Hopefully, and make my blood pressure go crazy. One of the good things about having your own business is you have the time to do this. But in the evenings, I know we used to have a show in the mornings, and we used to have another one in the evenings. In the evenings, I stopped doing the evening show because I wanted that time for myself. And literally, I spend the time watching or catching up on different shows that I've missed along the way. Because let me tell you, it is not easy doing these shows. And that is why you've seen a lot of individuals start their shows and not continue on. Uh, we used to have Roman do a show, and that didn't last long. A friend of mine, Mandy, behind the mic, did shows, and tampoco. I don't think he does them anymore. Royal was doing shows as well, and all these people did great jobs. And that doesn't do it anymore. Even Frankie went off and did his Good Morning Brownsville shows, and those aren't on anymore. And I make mention of that because it really isn't easy doing these shows. It really isn't easy, and it's a lot harder when you have other things like overseeing your kids and stuff. It's a lot harder when you've got other things to do. One of the things that I've shared with folks, and actually my assistant goes on and says, "Hey, make bullet points." Well, he makes mention to make bullet points for forums and stuff like that. I said, "Yeah, bullet points don't work for me, and they don't work for me because I already have what I want to say on my mind. So when we cut the shows to have them only in the morning, excuse me, it was more of a what happened the previous day. Uh, Siri, what happened throughout the day, what happened the weekend, what's going on in the news locally today, and we don't. I don't want NPR. No, NPR was trying to give you the news, and we try to give a what's been going on in the city. When elections come around, it gets to be a little bit more on the easy side. Sam just messaged me. See if Sam can come on. It just gets easier. Let me say, folks, there is no one in the political realm, in the political circle, that does what we do. You know, no one, not elected officials, not elected officials, not anyone. Let me invite Sab. There. Thank you. And why I wanted somebody on today, because I want individuals to ask questions, and I think that's one of the things that I have with like Sam and Roman in regards to that type of friendship is that they'll ask questions even though they think they might make me uncomfortable. No one, folks, is out here more than myself, and very transparent because I promised to be. I've placed that on my signs. I've placed it on my signs. I've declared it. I've said it, and no one has been more transparent. I mean, there's hardly anything that I could say that I've hidden from anyone because I truly believe that that's the kind of people that we need to have este, in these elected positions. We need individuals that will answer questions, will be transparent, and will let you know exactly what they believe, what they feel, and what they hope for. But I appreciate Roman and Sam and Kathy, who continue to come on. I consider them friends. And let me tell you, it's not easy having friends, especially with individuals like me. Good morning, Sam.
Hey, got it, bro.
How you doing?
Good, good. Much better.
Much better. Were you sick?
Well, much better than I'm back home for right now.
Or you're in a mountainous town of Brownsville, Texas.
And in Maravilloso Valle.
In a Maravilloso Valle. My
Yeah.
ear, one of my ears is clogging up because of my blood pressure.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it getting pretty high or what?
No, it's kind of weird, but de repente así como que me pega, and I didn't know that having a blocked ear actually causes that. I don't know.
That the ear causes high blood pressure?
No, having a blocked ear is like a sign that tells you blood pressure causes like your ears
Oh,
to
well, yeah.
shut down.
You hear the ringing, like se te sube la presión, and you hear the ringing type of deal.
Yeah. Well, on mine, like this one, like shuts off, and I hear like an echo inside my head because it's kind of crazy. Sam, how many years have we known each other?
Ah, in months.
In days. We know each other.
Nah, man, décadas,
Yeah, we know each other for many years.
decades, 2 decades, more than 2 decades, 3 decades.
More than we want to admit.
Yes.
Let me say, and I appreciate your friendship, despite the fact that at times, we've been crucified for it.
Yeah. I get judged for it.
High blood pressure,
Me
you're not
sacan
even.
el versículo, dime con qué te juntas.
Y te dije quién eres. High blood pressure, you're not even talking to Maggie, and that's where I was hoping to ease on into that Roman este de repente started to respond. You know, I love Maggie, and I appreciate the different friends that I've always had. But one of the things that I mostly appreciate about friends is that friends don't solapar someone. You know what solapar is, right?
What was that word you used again?
Solapar.
Yeah, that's probably like a Monterrey word that you learned from that private school. What does that mean?
Solapar is like be yes people to you. Like you make a mistake, sí, sí, you're right. And even when you're wrong, sí, sí, tú tienes la razón, tú tienes la razón. O sea, te solapan. They don't let you know when you're wrong.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does anyone know the word solapar except Sam? And
Yeah,
I
that's
don't.
the first time I ever hear that word.
You might not be Mexican, but I don't want.
Ah, I would probably know more of the like the street slang for it.
No, there might
Nah,
be a
that's
better.
a bit of,
There might be a better
I
word.
kind of understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I don't want
They kind of
individuals.
just go with the flow.
Yeah, exactamente. Just because he's my friend, I'm going to go with the flow and I'm going to cover up any of his crap. Let me say, folks, I've never liked or wanted individuals to agree with me just to agree with me. I've never wanted individuals to be on my side just to be on my side. I want individuals that challenge me and, do their best to make me better. And making someone better is by pointing out to them, hey, you know what? This is happening. This is going on. This occurred. And good morning, good morning. And they try to make you, but they do it to you in a way that's like pull you aside and say, hey, la estás regando. You're making a mistake. You're saying things that you
Yeah,
shouldn't say.
because that's what normally like good friends would do, like the true friends. Te van a decir donde la estás regando and how to make it better, or they'll call you out
Exactamente.
for any little nonsense.
Yeah, exactamente. And, you know, I love Maggie and I appreciate I even though at times hello good morning even though at times I don't like the approach that she sometimes takes, but every time I've didn't like the approach that she would be taking at times. I'd send her a message, hey, you're going too far, or on things like with Rene Chaz, and you're starting to sound kind of like wacky. But I would tell her, what I'm saying, and I'd probably come out and say it too sometimes, but I don't even remember. But you correct friends in private, and you help them move forward. Sam is a true friend, pero nunca me invita a la 14. He hasn't invited me to la 14 either, actually.
Ah, I've invited Luis many of times, pero dice que no lo dejan.
Lo manda la esposa. I'm trying to fight for my ear to shut off.
You have no on the city website to make La 14 better.
I'm going to make a hat. Make 14 great again. Make la 14 great again. Look, guys, Maggie, yesterday, I don't know if you saw the show yesterday, Sam, but Kathy and I were talking about how, we knew that they were going to start to throw mud our way because it's that time. 2 weeks before early voting is usually the time where, you start to see flyers go out. It happened to Kathy when I was running against her, and there were mail outs that were sent, really, really talking a lot of bad stuff about Kathy. And was when I was running against her and Laura back then, it was like, well, it's out there. I didn't agree with it, but it helped my campaign out to a certain degree. Again, not saying it was right; it was completely wrong, and it was really uncalled for. But let me say, uh, Gatti and I were talking about this yesterday. We actually mentioned on the show how they were going to come out and start to throw that mud and that all this other stuff and try and down the person. I expected it. That's something that you expect because the stakes are so high. I expected there to be a lot of mud thrown my way, Gati's way, Marisa's way. It was going to come. I just didn't expect that it was going to come from Maggie. You know, that is the last person I think, even though I know that she was supporting party, even though I know for a fact that, she's in that little Carlos team where they are desperate to get Carlos the majority. I still didn't think or believe that it was going to come from Maggie. And maybe that's being naive, or maybe holding on to a little smidgen of a friendship, you know?
Yeah. I'm thinking at first I thought she was just kind of like reposting things that are being sent to her because that's what she does. She'll reposting that she's been sent, like you would do in the beginning. También, que you're like, oh no, pues I'm just copying and pasting.
Yeah,
Pero también, that's why I guess but once she starts mentioning que like, hey, pues que esto que el otro, que los $20, y I didn't know you be this kind of person. That's when like, okay, you kind of like agree with, I guess, the comments. But it's this there's a lot of, I guess, not misinformation, but I guess there's more to like look into the information.
yeah. Well, the post that she shared came from a fake page. And I'm going to believe that the fake page belongs to Carlos Elizondo, because that's the kind of stuff that he does. You know, it
Yeah.
was expected. I expected it from Carlos Elizondo. I still didn't expect it from Maggie, especially because the post that was on that fake page says, when running for BISD board, Erasmo Castro sure has had his pockets filled with vendor monies. Erasmo Castro has not been able to finance his own campaign. Just like his BFF Marisa Leal, it's BISD vendor money. Just be honest, Erasmo. Again, I was amazed that Maggie would post this, because she should know, as every other friend of mine knows, I don't get money to run campaigns. Not a dime. I've never had to spend that much money on campaign. Now both my ears are clogging up. I've never had to spend that much money on campaigns. You know? I
Like you're running the most minimum, and it's
Yes.
kind of it's kind of part of your platform of
It,
running like the most minimum campaign, like minimum amount.
she's not exactly the sharpest tool in the shed. Uh, well, now
Like she tries. Like don't get me wrong, it's like everybody else. Like she's trying to like understand the political world of, I guess, the Valley or Bronzeville, because there's a lot of nonsense that you got to go through uh, to understand how the politics from the Cameron County really works. Let's be honest. Not your average Joe will know what really happens in Cameron County
no, and again,
unless you've been bailed out or have made deals with judges, lawyers, and stuff. Then you know how the Cameron County really works. But because I've talked with people that are not your average political people, they're like, oh yeah, yo he pagado por bajo el agua abogados para que le paguen al juez para que me quiten el DWI and all that other nonsense. And I'm like, well, that's besides the point of like the political realm, but it's about junto con pegado, and that's why many of the lawyers don't stay around here in the Cameron County when they first start their careers, because it's a dirty it's a
game.
dirty realm.
It is a dirty realm, and we've seen judges, we've seen district attorneys, we've seen politicians, we've seen a lot of individuals that have fallen prey to it. Let me say, the post that went up there, which again, I truly believe is a Carlos Elizondo post. That's the way he works. That's the way he plays the game. And again, if that's the way that he wants to do it, I mean, that's fine. Let me say, folks, I've never had to hide in order to post what I post. You know, I've never had to hide. I've never had to go through like fake pages, to give my opinion or my comment. And it's unfortunate that a lot of these people, they don't put a name and a face to what they say. And again, and,
Yeah.
and again, I'm transparent. I haven't hidden anything. And what was posted, what Maggie shared, which again, Carlos Elizondo, what Maggie shared is not true. Is 100% not true. I have never, ever received vendor money to run a campaign. Ever. I mean, never. I mean, I'm filing my campaign finance report, going to go turn it in today. Should have turned it in yesterday, but I did it. And the only expenditure that I've made are my signs.
Yeah. Okay. So, what was posted from 2018, were those your campaign reports?
Those are campaign finance reports. So what I told Maggie, I said, Maggie, look at the date.
Yeah.
Look at the date. It's just that simple, Sam. If you look at the date, hey, chato, ¿qué pasó con Marisa? ¿Te contestó o ya no quieres la verdad que de pasar? Again, I spoke with her afterwards. She did not answer the phone. I've spoken to her with her live, and she said the same thing. She never received money from the.
Yeah, like you were saying back in 2018. But
Yeah.
even if he had put, even if he had contributed to your, I guess, campaign or whatever, you were still calling him out back in those days, wasn't it?
Well, it's kind of strange because I don't think that before getting elected, I didn't know Baltasar Salazar at all. And this is one of the things that I hope that a lot of people realize and understand. And again, I understand it's complicated. I understand that you have to really understand how to run a race, campaign finance reports, and how things are done. Didn't know about the Salazar. When I was running for BISD back then in 2018, I was focusing more on my opponents, which were Carlos Elizondo and Otis Powers. And my fights back then were more against Sylvia and her wanting control of the board more than anything else. And
Yeah.
my fights with Sylvia were very, very well known. They put those little wonky flyers at Walmart and on the cars and stuff. Otis Powers didn't show up for a forum that we had at TSC, and had his sister. So my fights were with Sylvia. That was my focus. Didn't even know about Baltasar Salazar, except what had happened with Gatti. But again, I didn't know the gist of it back then at all. So all you have to do is look at the dates. The dates of those donations, as the monies given, those were after the election, Sam. After the election. I did not run my campaign with vendor monies ever in any of the
So
five
they're able to give you
outreaches that
money
I've done.
after the elections.
My bad.
They are able to give you money after the elections.
Yeah, of course. And again, a lot of it is called recovery of what you spend during the
Oh,
race.
is that what Brian Martinez was doing last time?
Yeah,
Kind of. Okay.
recovery of funds, and that's why a lot of candidates opt to have these fundraisers. And I'll tell you, the event that we had was a dinner that was made for us by one of my friends. It was a paella dinner, and it was there that individuals were invited, and it was kind of like a fundraising thing to supplant a lot of the expenditures. I've shared this before, and again, it's not new, it's not hidden, and it's not the first time that it's been thrown my way. Again, I have run no campaign with vendor money. None have received no monies to run a race ever. So that Maggie would think that this was, and again, she went on to say, "Oh, whoa, Mama, I gave him $20. That was a campaign donation because those $20 happened before the race. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That was a campaign donation. I will say again, and I posted, I responded to Maggie's scrap. Again, made a lot of mistakes and didn't understand completely the monster that's BISD. I did not. And again, had several conversations with Salazar, and I've come out here publicly and stated how I regret a lot of things that I voted on. because of Baltasar Salazar. But it wasn't because we received these monies or anything else. It was because as they were presented to us, they appeared to be very legit. And I've made mention, I regret that we let go of Tucker, who used to run internal auditing. And I regret the vote that was cast against Dr. Sendejas. I regret it. Unbelievable, except they're willing to go, even if they continue to elect independent candidate, the district will not survive. Again, I regret those votes more than anything else. I regret those votes because what was presented to us was fabrication, was not true. And it was done by Baltasar Salazar. It was the same tactics that they tried to use for myself. And it's really unfortunate, again, because the damage that could be done to an individual sometimes could be irreparable and really damaging to the district or to the community as a whole. There's someone said that Maggie is now acting surprised by come out while Maggie was on the show. Yes, we talked about this, Sam, because again, it's not the first time that it had been brought up. I think Eddie Garcia brought it up as and posted it on one of his fake pages, and he made mention of it, and we responded to it. What is really upsetting is that Maggie was on that show when we explained it to her as a fifth grader. Does that make sense? Sam, does that make sense?
Did he land on it?
Oh,
You're
again, we explained it. She was on the show. We talked about it. And I was wanting actually to go back to the
yeah.
old show and find it and say, Maggie, you were right here when we talked about this. You know, again, very transparent. And every time that it has been brought up or mentioned, I've done my best to explain it. Again, I regret a lot of the things that I believed back then were legitimate when it came to Baltasar Salazar. Once you knew the person, it was unfortunate. Again, a lot of individuals, and again, I'm not calling anybody out, but some of the individuals that are currently sitting on the board who fired Baltasar Salazar at some point received monies from Baltasar Salazar. He still got fired. Does that make sense?
Yeah. ¿Sí se oye o no?
Yeah. Right now,
Okay.
you thought you were muted, you weren't. But again, ask me, and I will respond. If you ask something in regards to myself, even when it's on social media, I will respond. I will respond, and I did. I responded to Maggie, and I responded to Carlos Elizondo on his fake page. I responded to it, and I will continue to respond. All you have to do is check the dates. The dates do not add up to the claim that's being made. And again, very openly, have never received monies from vendors to run a campaign. That's simple.
It's like what I was trying to tell you earlier. Um, it's been 6 years. Sometimes you see things differently now after 6 years. You know, how people have acted within the past 6 years.
Well,
I don't
yes.
know if that makes any sense to you or not.
Well, yeah, because you get a clear understanding of things, I would say. And look, had never been in office until that time. And it was a learning a learning game. I learned a lot of things. Este, that is why that's one of the things that we've made mention. It's not till you're back in the boardroom, the executive boardroom, that you get to understand the wheelings and dealings that happen at BISD. Uh, I've shared that there were some individuals that were trying to influence my vote on uh, on Dr. Sendejas, and I said no. And these were individuals that had supported me in the campaign, and I said no. I'm going to vote for what is right. And again, all you have to do is go back in my voting record. I never voted in favor of any group, any individual, or any supporter. One of the worst things that I got thrown my way was that I had refused to give the church those monies when they were wanting to rent Sam Stadium. I said no, let's not give them a discount at all. That was one of my biggest fights. What is
Yeah, I
most
remember that issue because you had mentioned that then it would have opened.
yeah for anyone to request funds from BIS discounts from BISD. Look, at the end of the day, I'm not upset at Carlos Elizondo's post. You know, I am not upset at his post. They were expected. I thought he was going to do it with the other fake page that he has. It was expected. We talked about it yesterday. Not upset about it. You know, it's the game that they play. What uh, what was hurtful is that Maggie got used. That was hurtful. Not surprising, but hurtful that Maggie was used that way, and that she let herself be used that way. That's what hurt. So Maggie already knew about this. Wow, Erasmo, wow, Erasmo. We've talked about it on live before.
But it's like these people already know how to like tell their side of the story, and it was probably why she bought the story.
Now,
You know what I mean?
you see, I
Nowadays,
want
like you're trying, she's trying to like believe like everybody's like goodwill, but
I
like
wanted to
everybody
believe
has
that,
like
Sam.
their own agenda. Everybody's putting their own way.
I wanted to believe that and try to excuse why Maggie would do this. I really like tried to, well, give her the benefit of the doubt. But we've talked about this. It's not the first time it's come up. She was on the show and we talked about this. So it that hurts, you know, that hurts that it would come from Maggie and that she would let herself be used this way. I love Maggie, you know. Este, I shared that with her privately and I said it publicly. I love Maggie and I appreciated a lot of things that Maggie had to go through, went through when she was on the show, and would fight for Maggie. That's what hurt. That she would let herself be used, manipulated by Carlos Elizondo, and she could come out later
Didn't
on.
they give you a cease and desist letter?
I've got like 1,000 of them. She received one from BISD. That's the only thing that bothered me about the whole deal. Not what was posted because it's not true. Well, post is not true, and not so much the post, because we expected it. We heard it was coming. We knew that it was coming. Uh, what hurt was that it came from Maggie. That hurt. And, and it. What do you gain from that, Sam? I mean, really, what do you gain by trying to hurt me? What does she gain? Does she
Like I don't
benefit?
think she was trying to hurt you personally. It's more the fact that she's just trying to expose any or kind of repost everything that's going like being sent to her.
I don't believe that, Sam.
Um,
Unfortunately, I
yeah, I
don't
know.
believe
Well,
that.
I'm trying to believe. Like I said, I'm trying to believe like the good side. I'm trying to see the good side of this, pero I don't know.
I don't believe it, Sam, because we've already talked about it. I already mentioned it. I've responded to it several times already. She was on the show when it happened.
Yeah,
One of the times that it happened. I don't believe it. Este, and again, end of the day, the only thing that she did hurt because I did love Maggie, and I appreciated Maggie. Uh, Not much anymore, you know, not much anymore because you don't do that to the people you love. You don't do that to individuals that at one point you claim to appreciate. You don't do that to friends. You don't screw over friends. And again, the mark of a true friend is no solapar. Bring them to the side and say, hey, you're messing up on this. Uh, you need to fix this. Thank you, Bobby. You need to do. Oh, you want to. You need to do this. So the post is not true. The post is a lie. Do you see the post? The post is not true. The post is a lie. That, and again, I expected it. Uh, Not an issue. What was hurtful was that it came from Maggie. That's the only thing that was hurtful. So if Maggie is watching, or one of her people that is going to go out there and report to her watching, este, what did you gain, Maggie? What did you gain? I don't think Farley's going to win anyway. I don't think Tim's going to win. I don't think Augie's going. I truly believe that we're going to win this race. What did you get? You lost a friend, and that's unfortunate. You know, este, lost a friend. But again, these elections are good for me, Sam, because you start to learn how people really are. You know, it's eye opening, and it is what it is. Uh, to everyone out there, I will continue to respond to questions. We'll continue to be transparent. We'll continue to share my concerns. And when asked about any vote that I took, that I made, or anyone that I associated with, I will always be truthful. It's, again, just a sad day, but just hurtful. Expected, just hurtful. Buen día. Parece que cada vez que hay un foro, Marisa o no aparece o su marido desconecta su wifi para que ella tenga una excusa para hablar. Eres su amiga. Eso es obvio que no excusa lo ignorante y poco. Estoy de acuerdo contigo, Marianne. Yo le he mencionado, tienes que asistir a los foros. Ves, y por sus propias razones, en algunos no ha querido ir. Eso ya es, ya queda en ella, no queda en mí, pero le he dicho exactamente lo mismo. Sam, thanks for coming on.
yeah, no worries, man.
Wish it was a more chipper show today.
Yeah.
Not a good show. And again,
Yeah, he's like, it's because I'm the type of person, man. I'm trying to see I'm trying to see like the logic behind of her posting, and like I had said, like maybe they're kind of like pushing this on her, but then she should have taken the last word in deciding whether or not to post it, and kind of like investigate it. But I've noticed the pattern of like her posting, and then people telling her like, "Hey, well, this what this means, or this what that means, or whatever," and then it kind of clears out, you know. But I'm assuming that's what's gonna happen with this. Like now she's gonna understand that that money was given after the election, so it's not considered like a campaign money. It
campaign
was just
donation.
like it was just money to kind of get like whatever lost money you had during that campaign.
It's a sad day, said Erasmo. Uh, Mendigo Roman. He'll be on tomorrow. I'm sure that he's going to be very expressive about shit. Look, at the end of the day, for her, Sam, there was nothing to gain.
Yeah,
Este, it's not going to sway individuals' minds or votes. Um, it's unfortunate. Nothing to gain. She just let herself get used by Carlos Elizondo. And that's the type of individual that you want to be. There's more power to you. You're not helping the district.
like
Este,
she's not the only one. She's not the only one being used by him. Like I'm trying to see. Like at first, this guy seemed like a nice person, or I'm hoping he is. But he's trying to, I guess, make a bigger move.
I'll be sure to buy me a breakfast taco for tomorrow's show. It'll be good. Roman is very, very expressive. Again, folks, and Sam, there was nothing to gain, no benefit to her or to the people that read her stuff. No benefit. She lost a friend, completely lost a friend, and that's what hurts. Again, I don't want friends que solapan a uno. I want friends to correct me when I'm wrong and redirect me when I need to be redirected. Maggie just lost a friend, and that's what's unfortunate. It was hurtful. I knew it was coming. I just did not expect it was going to come from Maggie. Thanks for coming on, Sab.
No worries, man. I'll talk to
Guys,
you
have a
later. See you
great,
around.
great day. Again, guys, ask me anything. I mean, I've done it on this show. I'll respond to stuff on this show. I'll respond to stuff in person. Ask me anything. Not much to hide. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 o'clock in the morning. What's his name? Should be here. Guys, be good to each other. Continue to be good to me. God bless. Bye, Sab.
All right, man. Talk to you
Hey,
later.
stop by later on or
Yeah, man.
someday.
Definitely. Ya está.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, shoot. I pressed the wrong one. What's he doing?